Hey everybody, it's Charlie again with the fourth installment of What Remains of Edith Finch, Spoilers, Secrets, and Things Most People Miss. I shouldn't say most people. A lot of people. Some people miss. I hope I'm finding them all. If I miss any, please put it in the comments, because every time I play this game, I see stuff I haven't seen before. I like the ashtray. Come on. Calvin smoking, or is this for all of Edie's matches? Doesn't make a lot of sense. I want to know where to get this. What car is this from? With an ashtray in the back. It's an early 70s GM ashtray if I ever saw one. All right, let's do Calvin. Won't take long. We know what happens.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Now, I never realized there's Sam taking pictures right there on the right with his little knit hat on. And of course, Calvin's got a cast on his left foot that looks like Walter is signed.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
And he did. Most people.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that
And there goes Sam.
he finally made up his mind to do it.
What a brother. Just leaves to go eat.
Around was impossible.
I guess if you don't, you get locked in your room.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
I heard something breaking. But it's not the branch with the swing.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up.
What a bitch.
Then maybe he'd still be here.
Maybe.
But I doubt it.
Come on, one more. I see the clouds
think he'd
coming.
already made up his mind.
Almost.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Whee!
The day he made up his mind to fly.
It's flying out to the old house. Well, that was brief.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, another childhood memory that everybody has. Trying to go around on the swing, worried about monsters under the bed. And everybody seems to have a little premonition of their death. Like Sam mentioning that his brother would die before he'd eat another mushroom. There's a lot of that in the stories, as we shall see. I was debating even playing some of the stories because, again, if you've played the game, you know how the stories go. But this is so
After the
good.
funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Yeah, well. Sam got a good grade. Bravo Company. Airborne? Not sure. You can go up the little steps a little bit. The bitty kid jumped down on the camouflage bed. I guess Sam became a war correspondent of sorts. Oh, nice. Ectochrome film. Hard to come by. Never mind get developed in the slides. Capture the secret lives of war photographers. It doesn't say if he wrote it. That would have been neat.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Can you blame him? I like how the text kind of guides you to the next place you got to go. I didn't realize this is a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly. When you open the book, there's the butterfly. This is pretty neat. It looks like they used a couple of garage door tracks. And then here we go, down to Barbara's room.
The passages were a pretty tight fit.
Here comes a clue.
They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
So what, is she fat? We know. She's pregnant. A lot of clues to her being pregnant. But a lot of times they're missed. There's another extension cord going to the 3rd floor. Before we go to Barbara's, let's get past more bottles of booze. Edie, pregnant, painting the room for Barbara. And we know this doesn't go. This is locked, but another extension cord. So I assume when you would go up here, you'd make a left to go to Sam's, make a right, and you end up in Gus, Gregory, and Dawn's room. But what's in the middle? I think Milton's dead up there, but that's just me. And something I saw once, maybe I commented before. He doesn't seem to have that foam sealant around the doorway, but it did appear to have it on the inside. So, whatever. If we ever get to talk to Ian Dallas, that's a question I'll have to ask him. There are a couple of interviews with him, because he is the genius behind this game, and its prequel, sequel, Unfinished Swan, which, if you haven't played that, what are you waiting for? Unfinished Swan is a mastery of gameplay and mystery and puzzles. All right, heading into Barbara's room. I'm on a roll, so I might as well play through Barbara's. It's another Milton drawing.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Yeah, she was in that Bigfoot movie. Even made a doll. And isn't that what we saw in Molly's room? I guess everybody got some swimming awards. What the heck? You grow up living underwater. You better learn how to swim. My friend Bigfoot. Fan mail. You can almost read the return addresses. Isn't that crazy? Ominous hum. Obviously into the arts. Too bad we can't look back through the peepholes. That would be neat. And then what do we got here? Her waitress outfit. I guess everybody was raised with a lot of
About how
books.
hard it must have been for her afterwards.
One of the makings of talked about the old tick-tock clock, Kit Kat clock, and they had to get permission from the people who sell it to be able to have it in the game, and it couldn't be anywhere where there was blood. Now, happy birthday, Barbara. I've counted 16 candles. She's 16 the day she died. But this is some nasty stuff that's sitting around since, I don't know, 1960-something. And then the record player, which happens to be right here. I don't know what these Post-its represent, but I think Barbara's is the one that is the most innovative for its comic book style. It's her award. Holding a crutch. So the big question is, who told the comic book people about how Barbara died, how the Finch house is laid out, how to get in the basement? But let's
Of
do
all the
it.
stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Yeah, all these ads for patches were everywhere in comics.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
Like a bunch of creepy men in
But
that
in a
theater.
lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans.
Come on.
It was just the
1960 Comic-Con?
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter.
Notice his toy train.
Comeback was cancelled.
Old Sven's clumsy.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue.
Here's a little trivia. Rick's voice is done by Ian Dallas, the creative director of the series, the game.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
And here comes the Hollywood music that'll probably get me copyright restrictions. Same way I'll get it when playing
Found Rick's crutch
Gregory.
and imagined the worst.
All right, you get a trophy if you knock all the balls off the table. But I've already done that. And, you know, you just smack everything you can. Do the bloody handprint.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who
Dr.
impaled an
Carl
atheist family
Hamill.
10 years ago tonight.
And here's the totem pole Sven was working on. And that represents, I believe, Molly being, I guess, an owl. And here's is old Calvin taking a swing. We don't really get much info on the totem pole, but I believe that is what killed Gus. You do see it out there on the beach. And then, of course, this bloody mess. All right. We know the refrigerator has a surprise, but of course, everybody who's played it has seen the surprise.
Oh dear!
Should I hit him? Should I hit him? I didn't. The game hit him.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
Rick's got the big O on his varsity jacket.
But she kept a little
Or
something.
Orcas Island swim team, I guess.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep.
12 o'clock, midnight.
Picture show.
That's the clock Walter has in his dungeon.
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there?
Come on.
Okay, I'm
What
picking
is
up,
going on up
but
there?
This is a trick. You're dead, Walter.
Is that Dr. Carl Hamill? Let's go see what's upstairs. I wish I could smack some of this other stuff. I think you can smack the skate. I guess not. The old banister is still in prime shape. But not for long. Walter's room is filling up with water.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished.
Nope.
But his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Here he comes.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
Now, it's got to be Rick, right?
He couldn't get
The Hook Man,
Barbara.
the Carl Hamill.
Barbara, there's got to be another way out of here.
It's a little smack. There's the little figures I think we saw. A little train set. Never noticed that. Well, we know how to get there. Oh, the train set goes through here. Look at that.
She played her part.
Another great detail I've missed. Now, if we wander and stay in a room, bring up something about abandoning Walter. Come on.
She thought about abandoning Walter, but just
There it
couldn't
is.
do it.
Okay. A little habit trail hooked in. It's different. All right, let's go.
Years, the hinges grow.
See ya.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed
The broken banister. The banister is now busted. So where'd he go? We don't really know, right? No, he's not going to be there. Like all the pictures are kind of blanked out. For Halloween, well, there's my lamp. The chandelier I want. And of course, where'd he go?
had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Oh, let's answer the door. Who could it be? Dr. Carl Hamill? The Hook Man?
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had
Oh, what a cute picture of Barbara.
for Barbara. It was a
The confetti symbolizes death.
And
See it with
saw
Lewis.
What kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She
Come on, Barbara.
was going to be
Let's do it.
and with her final breath,
Let's go.
Barbara
Scream away.
Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans.
So they were
Of course,
cannibals?
the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night.
How convenient.
And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time.
That is another story.
Took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
Okay.
That's what I call a real eerie tale.
All right. That's what you call bad taste. So Edie must have cooperated with them because...
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
So Edie helped to make it look like a happy ending. You know, they knew how to go to the... wind up the music box to get the key. Somebody spilled the beans with some inside info. It had to be Edie, because Edie's got this whole hang-up about the death and the shrines and the stories and the curse, and it's what ties her family together. It gives her infamy. Hey, wait a minute. Was Madonna here?
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Yes, you know. And the text want you to go to it, so let's go to it. Getting kind of dark, though. But time to go visit Walter. Walter's a great little story. By the way, you don't have to play all the stories to play the game. I mean, it's kind of stupid if you don't. But the only ones you really have to play are Molly and Barbara. You could skip over the rest. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but you can. So I guess this is supposed to represent what it really looks like in the daylight, not on Halloween in the middle of the night. Down in the basement. And of course, Edith's worried about tetanus when really it should be hepatitis you're worried about.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
So here's Sven's plans for the old dragon slide. And then I guess he's cutting these log things for Edie to make the memorials, but my God, how many do you think they need? Guess they thought there'd be more kids to die. And a bloody table saw.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
Yeah, food. Food for Walter.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Yeah, guess again. Come on. Open up.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
So somehow you hear a generator kick on. I'm supposed to keep them in the house. Well, let's go find Walter's hole in the ground. The mole man.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
Old Alvin
There's a pattern in all
knows.
these stories. I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
So Walter's got his own shitter, his own sink. I guess this is a shower where you can do your dishes, take a shit, and then shower all at the same time. Not too clean. So there's the bunk bed that was in Walter's room. Now, I don't know how the hell they got it down here, but you could see he was into trains and soldering and building models and all kinds of good stuff. Now, the last time I went through here, I only noticed the postcards. Because when you play his story, they grow. There's one or two, then there's three or four more. It's the hot plate, the coffee machine, the radio, of course, candles, and a can opener, the little guy. Where's the clock? I don't see the clock. 2005. Go look. He's got another little train that he's playing with. One point I lived in an apartment that was only about 6 feet away from the next apartment across the way. Rather than look at their window, I hung a poster up, simulated like a beach in the Caribbean. So I get it, Walter. I get it. All right, well, I've since learned that before I start playing this, I better save the game. All right, folks. If you like what I'm doing, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you don't like it, well, then I won't even say it. See ya next time.